Cypress Fairbanks Independent School District presents Relationships and Engagement on Demand. Today's topics include building, maintaining, and reconnecting. Building. Why is building relationships important? Let's take a look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, beginning at the bottom with physiological. Thankfully, many of us are blessed to teach in relatively comfortable environments where we're properly sheltered. Occasionally, the air conditioner makes our classrooms too hot or too cold. But for the most part, we don't have to worry about addressing our students' physiological needs. On the other hand, we may have some students that are sleep deprived, food insecure, or students who worry about having a comfortable or safe place to call home. This is what we mean by addressing students' physiological needs. Safety. Intellectual safety is possible when you feel that your ideas are valued by others, even if they're incorrect or there's a disagreement. If you use group work in your classes, intellectual safety is a prerequisite for students to participate. Group work can be scary because it's an opportunity for students to reveal to each other what they know and what they understand. If a student doesn't feel intellectually safe, it's a safe bet that the student will feel anxious, and that anxiety will weigh on the student's ability to learn. Love and belonging. There are lots of things that teachers can do to help students feel a sense of love and belonging. If you care about your students and look after their well-being, you are probably doing things for them that increase their sense of belonging. And I bet that many of us do these things instinctively without even realizing how much they positively affect our students. The Wikipedia page on Maslow's hierarchy of needs describes esteem as a need to feel respected, to have self esteem and self respect. Self actualization. According to Maslow himself, self actualization refers to the desire to accomplish everything that one can, to become the most that one can be. Maslow theorized that the four fundamental needs are deficiency or basic. Do you see the black arrow on the right side? Those needs must be met before an individual will strongly desire any higher level needs. In other words, if I do not have enough food or water to survive, I'm going to spend most of my energy making sure that I can meet those needs first before I think about my physical safety and love and belonging. So, how can you get a sense of whether your teaching practices and the ways you interact with all students communicate high expectations? There are several ways to explore this. Prestige of the teacher and methods are important. Learning is enhanced when the student has a positive belief in the teacher. Beliefs, in general, are a crucial factor in student success. Teachers are the single most important factor in the classroom. They control the climate of the room, positive or negative, safe or stressful, engaging or boring. Is your classroom orderly and structured? Are you firm, consistent, and nice? Thermostats control the temperature of the room and adjust as needed. Thermometers just measure the temperature and have no control over whether it's hot or cold. A 0.43 effect size. Teachers must believe in the virtually limitless capacity of the human being. The reserves of the mind are unlimited. Therefore, always give people more than they can do and act as if they can do it easily. Teachers believe that their students possess a wealth of untapped strengths and that it is their job to nurture these strengths. Let's not confuse this. This takes scaffolding to help students get there, but we use strategies to push kids to try, review and recap when they make mistakes, and encourage them and their efforts. Earning your students' respect requires you to be consistent, be patient, be kind, keep your word, control your frustrations, learn who your students are, speak in a normal voice tone. This might sound like a lot, but honestly, it's not as hard as it sounds. Tips for reducing stress in the classroom include posting a daily schedule to reduce uncertainty, keeping a clean and organized classroom, responding to disruptions calmly and privately, maintain a positive and safe learning environment. Make sure to give students brain breaks to process learning. Teach and model stress management skills in the classroom. There is a need for ritual, so learners come to expect what will be happening. Systems seek for clarity and consistency with their students. The first thing to be aware of is that relationships are built on trust. People need to trust that you are consistent, that you are who you say you are, that you mean what you say, and that you will be there for them as a reliable adult. The second thing to be aware of is that trust is built on structure, predictability, reliability, dependability. In other words, it is built on routines and consistency. Social contracts are classroom agreements that are signed and committed to by the students and teachers. Now, when it comes to relationships, are you and your students working on your relationship? Are your students getting along with each other? Students should know how to ask the teacher questions, how to work together with classmates, and how to have healthy tension with content. Good relationships with your students help with behavior immensely, but you must also teach students that they need to behave no matter what. Teach them to be responsible for their own behavior. Students learn that they have a relationship with the community, not just with certain staff members. Here are a few examples of class agreements. Another method is to have students sign their name on a sticky note and then place all the sticky notes on the agreement. For a 2 by 10, the teacher meets with the student 2 minutes each day for 10 days. They should not discuss anything related to school. This is an opportunity for the teacher to get to know the student on a more personal level. To a large extent, the nature of your relationships with your students dictate the impact that you have on them. If you want to have a positive and lasting difference on your kids, you need to forge productive teacher student relationships. When you have a good relationship with your students, they are more likely to feel positive about class and about school in general. By loving your students and treating them as though they have your own last name. Here are the 3 characteristics of teachers that appeal to students: firmness, compassion, and stimulating teaching style. Why do you think even disruptive students would find these characteristics appealing? Probably because students find that teachers who exhibit these characteristics deserve respect, and respect is the cornerstone of healthy relationships. Why is this important? Keep in mind that this comes from a student's viewpoint. For teachers who were kind to them, the student had fond memories of the learning. Yes, even if the class was challenging. For teachers who were mean, the students don't remember learning anything useful and thought the class was awful. And for mediocre, sorry teachers, students don't remember you at all. Stay tuned for maintaining relationships and engagement.